and welcome to our Bird of Paradise flow. This is a wonderful posture. It's really tricky though, so if you are new to Bird of Paradise, I'm going to give lots of different options. Pretty quick flow, so let's get started at the top of our mat, if you have a mat. Okay, feet together, inhale, breathe the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend and hinge at the hips all the way down. Roll all the way back up. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. One more like this. Inhale to lift up. Chin is the last thing to come up. Exhale, forward, fingertips either side of the foot. Inhale, halfway lift, so we're elongating that spine. And then exhale, step one leg back, drop the knee down. Use your next inhale to scoop the arms up to the sky. And then stay here for a few breaths. On each inhale, think of expanding up towards the sky and squeezing those inner thighs towards each other. And then on the exhale, that back hip drops you down that little bit further. Two more like this. Inhale, lift, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Exhale, press that back hip towards the front of the mat. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down, plant the hands either side of the foot, press back to a high plank, hold for a few breaths here. So I'm taking my chest forward, my heels back, squeezing my armpits towards each other, belly's drawing in towards the spine, and then press the chest forward as you come all the way down to your mat. Take your arms nice and wide, take an inhale up, little baby cobra, draw the shoulders back and down. Exhale will draw you back and down. Inhale, lengthen to come up. Exhale, lengthen to come back down. One more. Inhale to come up. Exhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Press back to a child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Relax the head and neck. Breathe into the tailbone for 3 deep breaths. And then from here, plant your hands firmly into the mat, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up towards the sky, pedal out the feet as much as you need here. Relax the head and neck. So tailbone is lifting to the sky, legs can be bent or working towards straight, heels are heavy and pressing down towards the mat. One more breath here. And then press the same foot as we did the first lunge forward again. So it's the same side this time. Keep the back knee lifted off. Great. From here, inhale the arms up and overhead. And then stay for 3 breaths. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs together, lift and engage the spine. Exhale, back hip presses you a bit further forward. Inhale, 2 more like this. Exhale. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, then bring the hands either side of the foot. Rotate your front foot out 45 degrees. Place the hand inside of the foot, so both hands are inside of the foot. Back leg is lifted off the ground. Chest presses forward as we open into that front hip. 3 breaths here. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, think of that back hip dropping down towards the earth. Inhale, press and chest forward. Exhale, think of dropping the back hip. Last one here, inhale. And then exhale, rotate the front foot, press back to a high plank. This time, maybe optioning to come into chaturanga as you go down, or baby cobra. Upward facing dog, baby cobra as you inhale. Exhale, press back, down facing dog. From here, looking towards the top of your mat, walk to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold, press all the way to standing. Hands come up and over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's repeat on the second side this time. Inhale, breathing up. Exhale, forward fold, halfway lift as we inhale and lengthen. Exhale, step the opposite leg back now, drop the back knee. Use your next inhale to lift the hands up. Stay for 3 breaths. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs, lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, back hip presses forward a little bit more. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift and lengthen, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Exhale, think of that back hip coming forward. Last one, lift and lengthen. And then down. Bring either hand, either side. Find your vinyasa flow. Maybe it's a high to low plank. Maybe it's a high to baby cobra as we come into our back bend. And then press back as we exhale, down facing dog. 3 breaths here, maybe bending the knees, shifting anything that needs to move. Shaking the head, releasing any tension. And then stepping the same leg we just did forward. Come into a high lunge, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Exhale, think of that back hip pressing forward. Inhale, lengthen to the sky. Squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, press that back hip forward. 1 more like this. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands either side of the foot. Rotate the front foot out 45 degrees. And then place the hands on the inner seam of that ankle. On an inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, think of lowering the back hip down towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, think of dropping the back hip towards the earth. Last one like this. And find your flow. Maybe high to low plank. Up facing dog or baby cobra. Pressing back, down facing dog. 3 breaths here. Then find your way to the top of the mat. It might be a jump, a hop, a skip, a float, a handstand, whatever is your way. Inhale as you lengthen to halfway. Exhale as you come down. Press all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, take a stork position now. So knee towards the nose. And then exhale, take hands and draw that knee right in towards your chest. So we've got this really strong supporting leg. It's pressing down into the earth. It's lifting up and lengthening all the way through to the crown of the head. And then we're imagining that there's a string wrapped around this knee. Doesn't matter if you wobble. And it's drawing you up towards the sky. Arms are pretty strong here to help draw that knee in. Then from here, just keep one hand, your outside hand, the same arm as leg, on the knee. The other one can go out to the side or to your hip, and rotate it out 45 degrees, give or take. You could go a little bit further, but no trying to push yourself too far. We just want to feel a nice gentle stretch in and around this inner hip. Like at that undie crease line. Don't worry if you wobble. Come back. Float the foot down straight away. Inhale the opposite knee in towards the sky. No arms to begin with. And then exhale, hands. Draw that knee in towards the spine. Strong supporting leg energy down and up. Knees drawing in towards the chest. Maybe smiling even as you wobble. Then keep the same arm as leg, other hand on the hip or out to the side. Rotate out 45 degrees. Draw that knee in towards the chest. Feel a little stretch and energy movement in that groin, but we want to keep the tailbone dropping down. Then come back to center, float the foot down. Great. From here, inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, step back into a high lunge this time. Inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, find your warrior two. So you might have to shift the feet a little bit so that the front foot divides, the heel of it is in line with the inner seam, like the inner seam in the middle of the foot of the back leg. Great, find that warrior two. Shoulders back and down, reaching and extending energy out to the fingertips. And then if you'd like, taking the gaze just beyond that third finger there. With each inhale, think of lengthening up to the spine. Each exhale, ground the feet even more, take the hips a little lower. 3 of these. Keep drawing this front knee back so it doesn't drop forward. We want to keep drawing it towards the little pinky side of the foot. And then from here, take elbow to knee, reach the other arm up over. So rather than collapsing into that shoulder, really take the weight out of it. So it's just a small support here. Reach the fingertips. So we've got one long line from the edge of the outer foot to the fingertips. Good. One more breath, expand the fingertips that little bit further. Come back to your warrior 2 and then windmill your arms down. Find a vinyasa or simply press back to down facing dog, your choice. We'll meet in down facing dog regardless. Good, step the opposite foot forward now. Take your high lunge, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. From here, exhale, find your warrior 2. Nice and strong warrior 2. Realign the feet as you must. And then looking over that front fingertip if it feels good. 3 breaths. Inhale, lengthening to the spine. Exhale, sinking the hips down as you ground the outer feet. Then take elbow to knee, reach the hand up and over. Press out of the legs, so don't collapse into the shoulder. Press and lift the side body up. One long line from the outer edge of the foot to the fingertips. Head can go wherever feels good. We're here for 2 more breaths. Then return to your warrior 2. Windmill the arms down, find your vinyasa. High to low plank or simply back to down facing dog, your choice. Good, now we're going to do this flow 2 more times, 1 breath each movement. So step your first leg forward. Inhale, breathe up to high lunge. Exhale, find Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, expand into your side angle pose. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, down to high plank. Exhale as you lower, take your vinyasa. Step straight away, the opposite leg forward. Use your inhale to find your lunge. Exhale, find your warrior 2. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale as you circle down. Exhale as you go from your high to low or simply back to down facing dog. 1 more each side. Step the first leg forward. High lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, warrior 2. Take an inhale, float down, find your flow. Lift the heart space. Press back. Opposite side. Take your high lunge. Inhale up. Press into warrior 2 as you exhale. Inhale, side. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, circle down. High, low, up. Press back. Down facing dog. Take the first leg straight away. Press up, inhale, lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, find your side angle pose, and we're going to pause here for a moment. We've come to our bird of paradise prep. So first option is today to stay here. This is a really good place to really work on rotating our front leg outwards and to getting stronger in our legs. Next option is to take one hand behind, place it like a little, like as if you're being a waiter behind you. And this would be your next option. And that opens up that top shoulder. Next option is to take a bind. So my supporting arm now threads through and holds on to my back arm. Then I rotate to the sky. Okay, so decide what feels best for you. Stay here for a few breaths. And then if you are in the bind, press your back leg to the front. It can feel a little bit ridiculous, but keep your bind. Bring your back leg to the front however you can. Okay, if you've lost the bind, don't stress. Woo! I'll walk you back through it. You've got the supporting arm threading through, the back arm around the back, then you press forward. Now, my right leg, it might be a different leg for you, don't worry, but whichever one has the bind, it's going to lift off its heel, and I'm going to take all the weight into my supporting leg until I start to hover. Maybe I just stay there for today, that's enough, and I come back down, or I come up, I come all the way up to straight, and maybe that's enough today because it's a really tricky pose, and it's quite the hip opener, it's quite the shoulder opener. Or from here, I can go into full bird of paradise where I extend my leg, and I might just see if I can do this for you at the front so you can have a look. So I've got my bind. Don't worry about which way you're holding your hands too much. Just worry that they're connected. Then I lift off my foot, sand and all. I come up to standing. From here I could stay here, or I think of extending my toes up towards the sky. Doesn't matter if you wobble, open the heart space, and then to return, I come back down. Whew. Oh, okay, either pause, try that out a few more times, or come with me on the opposite side. So I'm actually just going to turn this way and come to the top of my mat. Hands at the heart space. Let's do our flow to get there. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. And then step the opposite leg back. High lunge as you inhale. Exhale, find your warrior two. Doesn't matter if you have to shift around. Inhale, find your Parsvakonasana. Let's pause. Option one today. This feels good. This is where I need to be. You can even have a block underneath your hand for even more support. Next option, I want to half bind, open up my top shoulder. Next option, I want a full bind in Parsvakonasana. And I grab my hands behind my back and I open up. That's it. Few breaths wherever you like, opening up the shoulders if you're in the full bind. And then from here, if you want to come with me for Bird of Paradise, find your way up. It feels ridiculous. And then put all the weight into one leg. Hover the opposite foot. Maybe come all the way up. Or simply take it back down. It's up to you. Okay, if you're coming all the way up, if you're in the sand, it might be harder. Let me just get my bind again. Coming all the way up. Option to stay here or open up and extend the leg. That's it, opening up the heart space. Good. Maybe try one more. I'll turn and face you so you can see. So finding your bind, taking the weight into one leg, hover the foot off. Maybe you come all the way to standing today. Don't worry too much about your supporting leg. Then extend and straighten. You'll find one leg is stronger than the other. Gracefully come out of that if you can. And let's all meet at the top of our mat. Hands interlocked. You can pause here, have a play for a bit longer. Or if you are on a time limit, come and shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Release any tension in the head and neck. Feel the energy that's surging through you. It's a very strong posture, Bird of Paradise. and then release the grip. Roll vertebra by vertebra, super, super slow. All the way up. Beautiful. Thank you for practicing with me. Bird of Paradise. Give it a go a few more times. You might even find that for you to really open up the hips, you need to do the flow quite a few more times. Have a play. It's a fun one. It feels awesome when you get it. And remember, at the end of the day, it's a balance. Sometimes we're in balance, sometimes we're not. It's just life. Have a beautiful day. Ciao. Bye.